Hey guys, William here, and I'm going to talk about the recent controversy over the past week regarding supply drops, or reserve crates, which are still supply drops. Don't let the name fool you. The particular problem I have is the way everything was handled by Treyarch and Activision, or whoever specifically makes those decisions, not to mention the way things still currently are. One aspect of this was fixed, sure, but there are still a lot of other issues that I feel people are forgetting about or just looking past because of the most recent fix. So the original issue was the introduction of reserve crates, which are just supply drops renamed for $2, and the removal of all tier progression past 100. You can still earn a single reserve case with one item while progressing tiers, but at a rate of about one case for every 3 to 4 tiers or so. After an update, reserve progression was doubled, and tiers past 100 could earn reserves once again. This whole thing honestly seemed like a setup to gauge how fans would react. It was such a dumb decision that I find it hard to believe they didn't know there would be an outrage. I feel like if they made enough money and found outrage was containable enough or small enough, they would have just left the system as it was, if the money they made could justify it essentially. But it also had another side effect. After this update, it seems like I see very few posts or comments on videos or requests for the remaining issues to be fixed or even acknowledged by Treyarch. So here's a few of those issues and why they absolutely need to be fixed. Duplicates. I can understand if you want to put duplicates into stuff that's earned for free, but I still think that's shitty. However, I think it's straight up criminal to allow players to buy these same items multiple times. Allowing duplicates to exist in reserve crates that you have to pay money for is absolutely scummy and should not be a legal practice. Instead of duplicates, why don't you create some sort of currency that can be used to purchase tiers from past operations or even reserves? Bring back crypto keys for this purpose. Did you miss the SWAT? Well, now you have 50 crypto keys that you earned from reserves and you can purchase it. You know, something along those lines. This would eliminate duplicates and give players a sense of choice as well. Which brings me to my next issue. Supply drops are no longer just cosmetic. I just heard Exclusive Ace mention in a video as recently as yesterday that they were still cosmetic, which is entirely wrong. I think it took longer to get to this point than it did in Black Ops 3, but the only way to get the SWAT or Cap 45 or even Zero, a specialist, you have to get lucky and get it out of reserves. Aside from this, I definitely expect him to just straight up sell what was once free to everyone for money at a later time. Oh, you missed Outrider and Zero because you didn't have the game? Get both of them for the low price of $15 as a bundle. Can you purchase them separately? Nope. Here's the SWAT that almost everyone who is still playing has, but it will cost you $5. You shouldn't be able to sell something for money that launched free, and you shouldn't be hiding it behind the slot machine indefinitely. You know what they should do? Anything that's not cosmetic, offer as something like weekly operations. These can include one big item like a missed weapon or specialist, and players will have to select which one they want to progress that week. This will keep players engaged and allow players to earn missed items. Players could have the option to complete these by playing up to 10 tiers, or they will just pay $10 to get it immediately even though they don't have to. So you just sold a SWAT to a bunch of people for $10, but you didn't back anyone into a corner. That seems like a solid solution to me. Now the third issue I have is the fact that Treyarch has reintroduced weapon-specific camos to the game. These are not reactive camos that can eventually be equipped onto other weapons. Things like this splatter camo is available to get for every single weapon. So if I got it for the Outlaw, now I would also have to get it for the Paladin or the ICR or the Vapor. This is straight up filling the loot system with garbage just to make it harder to get rare items. They probably noticed that the system to get guarantees after 3 duplicates was allowing a lot of players to complete or nearly complete the collection of items, which isn't even a bad thing. This means players will have to spend a lot more time or a lot more money to get everything, and that's the plan it seems like. Even reactive camos were allowed to be equipped on every single weapon after a time, so this definitely looks like a step backwards. It reminds me of pistol grips in World War II. What's the point if it's not to just add filler to supply drops? So there you have it. Duplicates shouldn't exist, at least not for paid content in any form. Supply drops need to be cosmetic only, or non-cosmetics available through alternative means as well, and weapon-specific camos are a huge step back. I'm actually looking forward to Modern Warfare 4 this year, even more than I expected, because while I was burnt out on 3D movement during Infinite Warfare, I think they had a great loot system in that game. At least one of the best in Call of Duty since we've had supply drops. If you think these issues need resolved and want to try to change it, then be sure to share this video with everyone you can. Spread the word and make a difference. We've already shown that we can have an effect with the most recent update to reserves and earning tiers, but we aren't done yet. These anti-consumer practices need to stop. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I really don't like being outwardly negative because I just tried to enjoy the game, but this is unraveling everything that was good about the contraband system in the Absolute Zero operation. A like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I will see you next time.